So hopefully we will be on the way in a moment. Talk about a moment. We are now on the grid. 5 red lights. They are now gone. The drivers also gone from the starting line, as we can now see them all charge their way up to turn 1. You can see Nello's had an amazing start to the outside, and the Alpine takes the lead here in Japan. Toro fighting Tias over third at the moment. Tias up to third as Ruben and Toro playing the team game there in Williams. Toro just letting his championship contending teammate up into fourth so he can fight, while Nilu, he's like, F this, I'm gonna be doing my own thing, as there's a yellow flag out for Luca, who's made a very early spin in this race. That's the Red Bull plummeting downfield. As you can just see, there was Toro taking a rather wide line through Degner 2. As now there's a McLaren, that's Track Racer round, no, not Track Racer, it was Dinko who found his way round, as that is just disappointing in this early start. It's going to be so much hurt as Toro's overtaken Ruben once again. Ruben probably making a mistake there, as now we head up into 130R. Look at how much of a gap Nelu has built on Kevin. It's already 1.2 seconds in the top 2, meaning Kevin will have to do some work in order to recuperate and catch back up to get within the DRS range to defend against Tias Korsman. As now Tias ready to start attacking. Nilu fastest lap, but Tias choosing to break the DRS train as Toro to the outside. So is Ruben, as Tias losing both places to the Williams into that first corner. As this could be the race that turns it all around in the Constructors' Championship, with Williams only 28 points back, sitting behind the two Haas's 15th and 16th, kind of just looking a bit lost in their own races at the moment, as they just haven't been able to really get a drive on. As there's Toro actually overtaking Ruben with Tias, massive send, drops it, locks the rear, spins round. And that is your championship leader from a possible podium to 10th here, ladies and gents. A big mistake from the man who's trying to win the title here, as that is going to be a massive knock to Tias's confidence. However, how well can the Sauber recover, as this race is just getting even worse, as he failed to start on front row. He ended up starting 5th or whatever. He then tried overtaking Toro, and Ruben sends it a bit too heavy, locks the rears and just goes round. As we see Stad into the pits for Ferrari, Tias follows him, and so does the AI of Track Racer. I think it is very much undercut time for them in the lower part of the front runners, because if it works they could both be ahead of Ruben. But then they're going to try and trigger that Williams to pit here, and work their way up through the field a bit further. Luke's 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, while they are all going to the hards, track onto the mediums. Could they be trying to gamble it and go all the way to the end? Ferraris do one of the Williams pit. I think if a William has to, it has to be Ruben, for the sake of his championship. And yes, he does. The Williams reacts to the Ferrari and the Sauber, who are 9th and 10th. With question being, will Ruben come out ahead of him, or will he be behind, as he's now overtaken by the V-Carb, Nico-san, also in the pits in that Aston, now heading out himself. Stad Daisy heading up into the first corner. He's jumped both of them, with Tias just behind Ruben. They're going to be fighting for the first corner, but Tias is going to be ahead of the Williams. That's going to be begging Kevin to pit now, surely, because if Kevin stays out 2 more laps, he's going to also be behind Tias. And that, well, the other Ferrari, the Sauber of Tias and the Williams of Ruben, will very much now be in frame afterwards, as Toro 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. We're only halfway through the race here, so I have a feeling another one is going to be inbound, as now Nalu heading up to line into the pits. Goes the Alpine, into the pits goes the Ferrari. They know if the other pits earlier, they can lose out so much. As I think that was just a no-brainer there. Nalu, he has a fairly decent stop. Toro also in the pits. He's definitely going to be out behind his teammate. Onto the hards go both of the leading duo. They're now limping out the pits. You can see Nalu just on the left with the contenders on the right. Tius and Stad ahead of Kevin. What a big statement that is on how strong the undercut is. But irrespective of that, 3 laps older tyres than Kevin or so. As it is a massive 6-car train, because don't forget Nico-san just at the back of it. Toro strangling a bit, well, a bit in 7th. He's got about 6 seconds of penalties. That's only going to be going upwards as Nalu working his way down into turn 1 we now go. I've accidentally clicked on L2 to go to last, but Tius now DRS on the Alpine to the inside. A very easy move indeed for that Sauber, your championship leader, in the lead of this Japanese GP. He's not led at all this event so far. He now does so on lap 18 of 27. But is Nalu going to be able to react? He's on 3 lap pressure tyres, remember, so it should be a very liable option. As Nalu now going through the slower speed segment of the lap, about to go to the higher speed part in a moment, which I believe is where his pace lies a bit further. But he's just really struggling to stay on the back of Tius, which could give Kevin an opportunity to go for a move if that opportunity rises. As Tius has got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings, ladies and gents. That is going to be the Sauber, well, out of contention for the lead. Ruben started pole last week, Tius won. Kevin started pole this week, and by the looks of it, Tius will win. Ruben, 3-second penalty. He's going to drop to 5th as things stand. Nico-san 2 seconds back or whatever, as Ruben's had a big moment or whatever. He's now actually being overtaken by Nico-san into the first corner. He just manages to hang on for a while longer. That Williams really starting to struggle in this race. As we are only 3 laps out, Luca has a track limit penalty. We can actually see Mikau going to the inside of Remus there. Kevin is even there to have a go at it as well. They're going to probably go free of Preston to the first corner by the looks of it. Kevin now trying to get foot to the floor. He's lost quite a bit of time on the exit of the final corner. That's going to allow Nalu to go to the outside of Tius, and into the lead goes the Alpine. Surely that's race over now. He's been trying to get the job done for so many laps, and he's finally done it. But there's a big snap. That's going to give Tius a really good run. He's going to be right up the back of the Alpine now, probably desperate to try and regain the place, because he knows Kevin is right there. But even though if Kevin does overtake him, you never know, he could be on his last strike for track limits and gets it on final lap, Tius, and in their own fight. As now Tius heading up into turn 1, Kevin just so far back, he's not able to get traction out final corner. Nalu covers off to the outside, Tius to the inside. The battle continues into turn 2, now up to turn 3. They're going to stick it wheel to wheel. Nalu trying to hang on, but Tius is ahead as there's a yellow flag out on track. Duchy's gone off in final corners. Dylan gets back going as Nalu now has to defend Kevin for the final few corners of this race. Tius has regained the lead on this final lap, but the race is almost definitely not over, because Kevin is there raring to go for move when the opportunity comes to him. As now that Ferrari probably setting up a move here. You can see battery from the moment he steps on throttle. That's going to lose him a tenth because of that snap. And now Neilu having another look at Tius, who's going to win on track. All drivers want to win on track, but for Neilu's sake, he's probably safer not doing so. As now heading up into 130R for your final time here, ladies and gents. It's going to be probably Tius, but look at how close Neilu gets. He's into the back of the Saubers. He goes to the outside for the final corner. He's going to fight it through the triangle chicane. They're going to go up to the line. Contact between the two. And Tius is going to win on track, but third over the line. As for the Red Bull as a whole. So yeah, that is the race sorted. But yeah, we have officially decided our winner for the race here today. It definitely wasn't an easy battle, but the race winner is Neilu. Kevin comes home second with Tius in third. Nico-san finishes fourth with Ruben coming home fifth. Toro finishes sixth with Vast in seventh. Mikau comes home eighth. Stad ninth. Remus in 10th with Dinko coming home 11th, Werner 12th, Luke 13th, Luca 14th, ACM 15th, Throby 16th, JJ 17th, Dylan 18th, Track Racer 19th, and then Dutchy last but not least. As